The year 2025 is now upon us, and obviously a new year means a whole new year of Sonic content. And the question is, what kind of Sonic content can we expect in 2025? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we're here today to discuss, as I discuss my thoughts and predictions about the year 2025 for the Sonic franchise. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's discuss the topic at hand. So we'll first start talking about the things that we already know that are coming this year, starting off with Sonic Rumble. Now this game was supposed to come out winter 2024 and the game still isn't actually out to the entire world yet. It's actually beta testing in some countries, but the whole world has not seen this game just yet. So since it did a release in 2024, that of course means we're getting it this year, 2025. Now I do think that this game will be an early release, maybe in these next 2 months probably. I mean, technically winter does actually end until about March, so if they release it in these first couple months, I guess they'll still technically have released it in winter 2024, so yeah. Now so far this game is getting a PC port and also a mobile port. Now in terms of consoles, I don't think they're going to be doing any of that anytime soon, though having it as a free to play game on consoles would boost player base because Sonic does sell best on PlayStation and Nintendo, so having this game on more platforms is only good for the game because the entire thing relies on online multiplayer which requires players, so yeah. I do still wonder how well Sonic Rumble will even do though, because it is basically just a Fall Guys clone but just with Sonic now, so we'll have to see because Fall Guys didn't last forever and obviously the game is still around now, but it is nowhere near as big as it used to be. Though to be fair, there is a Fall Guys clone on mobile called Stumble Guys which seems to be doing pretty well, so maybe Rumble will get the advantage of being on mobile to help boost its player base. We'll have to see. But yeah, the second thing that we know of that's actually coming this year is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Now we don't know exactly when this game is going to be releasing, but I would guess it's going to be a late year release. Maybe not as late as, let's say, a holiday, but maybe earlier than that, because I have a prediction, well not really a prediction, but there's been some rumors going on about a game that could be coming out this year as well, which we'll talk about a bit later on, but yeah, this game could probably just release from summer to fall this year, I reckon. I mean, Team Sonic Racing released it in May, and now I do know that that game was actually supposed to release in winter of 2018, obviously got delayed a couple months, so maybe this game will still release winter this year, but it's hard to say. I mean, again, if the rumors are true, then we do have another big game coming in this winter, so again, Racing Cross Worlds' release date could be affected by that. Again, we'll have to see. And I don't really have too much to say in this video for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds since I've got a whole wishlist video coming in soon, but yeah, I just hope it's good. Support the game, Sega. That's all we ask of you right now, really. And that's all we can say because there's no gameplay being seen of the game yet, so yeah, moving on. At the Sonic Central 2024, there was an announcement of an animated series that's going to be streaming on YouTube called Chao Tales, following Sonic as he visits the Chao Garden at many points of the year. And they said streaming soon in the announcement, but obviously it still hasn't happened yet, so we can assume that's actually going to be coming this year. And I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, it's an animated series, cool, and it's also about Chao, so I guess that'll bring people in easily, and it's streaming on YouTube or whatever, so it's going to be free, so nothing really stopping people, so yeah. Not much to say about this really, it's just coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Then the final thing that we know of that's actually coming this year is the Sonic x DC collaboration, where I believe we'll be seeing a comic series with Sonic and the DC characters, and so far I think that's all we know. I think there's some merch or whatever, but apart from that, that's all we know so far though. Possibly that could go even further, maybe see some Sonic characters in a DC game or something, even vice versa. This could even result in like a whole Sonic x DC collaboration video game, maybe like a fighting game or something. That'd be pretty sick, not gonna lie. But I don't think they would go that far. Let's keep our expectations in check here. But yeah, again, nothing really to say about this. It's a Sonic x DC collaboration. Cool for the people who are really invested in this. That's something for you to look forward to this year again. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that again, I guess. But yeah, that is pretty much all the stuff that we actually know that's actually coming this year so far. So now for the more interesting part, talking about things that could happen this year. So to begin this discussion here, we have a tweet from Sonic City Net. Now this actually happened I think October of last year, and I just never got around to talking about it, so here we are. Breaking. Sega's recently filed new trademarks for 2 upcoming Sonic projects, Sonic Spin Battle, Sonic Jump. It's still unclear what these projects might be, but they're likely mobile games. Now this doesn't necessarily mean brand new games, because they also trademarked the name Sonic Friends I think at some point last year as well, and that turned out to be the little animated thing from Japan or whatever, so this doesn't necessarily mean games, but Sonic Spin Battle and Sonic Jump, they sound like names of a game. Now somebody in the replies to this tweet did point out here, bro, this is all all old. Sonic Jump, mobile game from the 2010s, and Sonic Spin Battle, prototype name for Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Now I'm not too sure on the second part of that tweet about the Sonic Spin Battle thing being a prototype name for a Speed Battle for Forces, but in terms of the Sonic Jump thing, I mean, yeah, we all know that's already happened. That's been an old Sonic mobile game for time now, so why have they trademarked that again? Who knows? Maybe they're going to make a new version of Sonic Jump for current mobile devices. And then with the Sonic Spin Battle thing, some people have also pointed out that it does sound like a possible board game name, so that again could be what this is actually a trademark for. Because there was a Sonic card game, I think, called Sonic Speed Battle last year as well, so having Sonic Spin Battle as well, yeah, that does sound like it could be like a board game as well. So in general, I wouldn't get your hopes too high for any of this stuff really. I mean, who knows? It might not even happen. They could just trademark the name and leave it at that. That is a possible outcome, but who knows? We'll have to see. Right then, the next thing is actually a rumor. So right here from Sonic Stadium, again an old tweet. Rumor. According to Hollywood Insider, Daniel RPK, another Sonic animated series is in development. And Daniel RPK was a very prominent Sonic movie leaker who seems to have moved on to other Sonic things. Now, he isn't the most reliable person of all time because he's got a lot of things wrong, but there are other people actually corroborating this information, like right here. Now, the original post here, I think the account got taken down because they were a strange person, but All Christina 2 right here quote tweeting it. Another original account is a screw up, but it's actually most likely true. I heard the same thing from other sources. It's 2D by the way. So a new Sonic TV show is actually in the works. Now, could this be in reference to Chow Tales like we talked about earlier? It's possible, but we don't know. And if it isn't Chow Tales, then yeah, a new Sonic TV show is on the horizon, and it's 2D as well, so it is possible it could be a new Sonic anime. I mean, we haven't had one since Sonic X, and that was the only one too, so Sega having another crack at it because, you know, they have been trying to increase the Japanese audience, so having an anime would be the way to go for that. Or maybe it's an animated TV show done by the same people who have done all the Sonic prologues so far, like the Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, Rise of the Wisp, the Sonic Superstars Trio of Trouble, Frontiers Divergence, whatever it's called. Because people have been clamoring for ages from Sega to actually get a TV show done by those people, so maybe this is the time that they finally listened? I don't know. But a new Sonic TV show where we get to see the characters actually acting like themselves, especially Sonic, would be quite nice because we haven't actually had that for ages now because Prime was not that, the movies are not that, Sonic Boom was not that. I think the last time we actually had something like that was Sonic X, and that was over 20 years ago. My word. So having something like that nowadays to show the casuals that yes, this is actually who Sonic is, not for whatever the hell the movies are, and Prime will be quite nice actually. Right then, the next thing that could happen this year is probably the biggest rumor here, which is the Sonic Heroes remake. This has been talked about by many different people and leaked by so many different sources, and all the things adding up to this actually being true, and the leaks did say it was going to release at the end of this year, so the question is, will that happen? Now, given that we have Sonic Racing Crossbows happening this year and Sonic Rumble, I'm not certain that it will happen this year because also we have to remember Metal Sonic and Amy were seen in the post-credit scenes of Sonic Movie 3, so they're going to be in Sonic Movie 4, which is coming out spring 2027. So if they release the Heroes remake at the tail end of 2026, then they could showcase that alongside Movie 4 in promotion. Because obviously Metal Sonic is the main villain of Sonic Heroes, so to have Sonic Heroes remade alongside Sonic Movie 4 where Metal Sonic is actually in the movie, yeah, that would make perfect sense to market it alongside it. And also if they release it next year, that does mean it'll get more polish and time to be perfected and make sure that it's actually done quite well. Because if this remake is actually true, this will be the first remake of a 3D Sonic game in the history of Sonic. And if they do mess it up, that could affect the possible future of new remakes of Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and so on. So they're going to need all the time they can actually get to get Sonic Heroes remade properly, because they've got to make sure that they actually cater to the original audience of the game as well as introduce it to a whole new audience. Especially with the reception of Sonic Heroes nowadays being quite mixed. Some people actually love the game, and then others absolutely despise the game. So when it comes to a remake, they've got to find the correct balance to cater to both of those audiences. But again, this entire thing was all a rumor, so the Heroes remake might not even be real. We'll have to see. And then for the final rumor of today, we have a Chao Garden mobile game. This has been talked about again for quite a while now. Probably for the past year. It was actually talked about by Midori last year before he got outed. But the weird thing is that every single time people start to ask Iizuka about a Chao Garden game, he always says no. I don't know if he's just bluffing or whatever and trying to keep us guessing, but I don't know if this is actually going to be real or not, because if they actually do release a Chao Garden mobile game, it could be big for them because people love the Chao Garden and people have been clamoring for a Chao Garden game in any way, shape or form for quite a while now. So for them to release a Chao Garden game would be quite smart. They could chuck in so many microtransactions in that game and people would buy it because it's Chao and people apparently love Chao nowadays. So Sega, if it actually is in development, then you're doing well. And if not, well, now is the opportunity to actually begin developing it, so go ahead. Now then, moving on for my 3 predictions I have for this year, starting off with Sonic X Shadow Generations DLC. I am of the opinion that this game absolutely needs more DLC. I'm planning on making a whole video talking about this entire thing for DLC for this game, but yeah, this game needs more DLC, man. The ideas for what you could do for this game for DLC are so flippin' easy. The entire game revolves around just reusing things from the past. They fumbled it the first time with Sonic Generation by not doing anything with that, so now's your chance to not fumble the second time. Make DLC for Shadow Generations. Give us a Shadow of 5 level that we never got to see. Now at some point last year before he deactivated his Twitter account, Midori did mention that Shadow Generations was apparently going to get a DLC all throughout 2025 with the season pass thing that happened. Now once again, for the millionth time, that was a rumour, so it could not actually happen, but it needs to happen, man. This game needs DLC. The biggest disappointment with Shadow Generations was I ended way too quickly, so adding DLC to it would be the perfect way to alleviate that problem. And the game wasn't even full price either, so having paid DLC for it, that sounds fine to me. And I would certainly pay for a whole great bunch of DLC for this game, so Sega, please do it, man. Right, now for my second prediction for this video, which is a Sonic Frontiers 2 teaser. The sequel to Sonic Frontiers has been in development since 2022, and we are now in 2025. Now this game could potentially release in, let's say, 2027, so having a teaser for it this year, even if it's just like a name drop or just a quick CGI teaser, would be fine, especially if the Heroes remake is real and then releases next year instead. Leaks on Sonic Frontiers 2 did start about July last year, so they clearly have something going on with the game right now, so I do think a teaser for this game is coming up soon, so I would look out for that this year maybe, possibly at the end of a Sonic Central. Maybe. And then for my third and final prediction of the year, and I don't think this is actually going to be happening anytime soon, but a Sonic Dream Team port. Again, I don't think this is going to happen because it's an Apple Arcade exclusive game, and you know, Sega make big bucks off this game from Apple, so don't know why they would try and port it, but come on, let me play it, please. I don't want to spend money on getting an Apple devices to play Sonic Dream Team. Just port it to consoles at least, or Steam or something. But anyways, that about does it for today's video then. So yeah, Sonic 2025 could be pretty big, given that some of these rumored things actually do happen. If the only big game that we get this year is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, it won't be that big of a year really, it'll be quite a small year, but at least we get something at least, right? But if a Sonic Heroes remake does happen, or even some Shadow Generations DLC, I will be very happy with this year, to be honest, because we've had the big year after big year for the past 3 or so years, I think it is, so having a bit of a smaller year this year is fine, right? But you never know, Sega could have some tricks up their sleeve, because, I mean, at this point last year, we did not think there was going to be Sonic X Shadow Generations coming up until the end of the month, so we'll have to see, man. But let me know your predictions for 2025. Do you think a Sonic Heroes remake is happening, or even Shadow Generations DLC? Let me know down below. Love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed by hitting that join button down below. And remember, it's not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace!